All right, let's dive in. We're going to talk about a pretty revolutionary new financial instrument, and it's designed to fix a system that is, well, completely broken. The big idea here is to take our climate impact, which we all see as this huge expense, right, and turn it into a valuable, appreciating asset. Sounds interesting? Let's get to it.
But first, we need a serious reality check. A massive investigation by The Guardian, we're talking 9 months of work, found that a staggering 94% of top rainforest carbon credits are probably phantom credits. Yeah, you heard that right. Phantom credits. Assets that provide little to no real climate benefit in a market that's on its way to being worth over $350 billion. It's insane.
So how did we get here? Well, this slide reveals the fundamental accounting error at the heart of the whole crisis. It's simple, but it's everything. The market treats these two completely different actions as the same thing. On the left, we have avoidance. Think of this like having a huge credit card bill. That's our climate debt. Avoidance is just paying the interest each month. It stops the debt from getting bigger, sure, but the total amount of CO2 already up there, it doesn't change. And yet 90% of all climate money goes here, basically subsidizing renewables that are already profitable on their own. Now, on the right, you have removal. This is like paying down the principal. It actually takes existing CO2 out of the atmosphere. And this is the part we are completely starving of capital. It makes no sense.
When you misallocate capital that badly, you create what we have now, a market of phantoms. And if this whole setup feels dangerously familiar, well, it should, because we've seen this exact movie before, right before a massive financial collapse.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It's a perfect pattern. In 2008, you bundle a bunch of bad subprime mortgages, you pay a ratings agency to slap a AAA sticker on them, and boom. Today, you bundle a bunch of low-quality avoidance credits, you pay a verifier to certify them, and it's the same story. Look at the core problem. It's identical. The person selling the product pays for the rating, and the whole process is completely opaque. It is a recipe for absolute disaster.
And here's the critical flaw, the conflict of interest at the center of it all. The project developers literally pay their own verifiers. So, what happens if a verifier says, nope, this project is garbage? Well, the developer just goes rating shopping until they find someone who'll give them a yes. And those failed audits, poof, they just vanish into thin air. It's not real verification. It's what the source brilliantly calls verification theater.
Okay, so that's the problem. It is a giant mess. So let's pivot. Let's talk about the solution. And it all starts with a simple, visual way to bring some radical transparency into this murky market. It's called the Octogem framework.
Now, this is what I love about this. You don't need to read a 100-page report. You can see the quality in a single glance. Just look at the image on the left. That collapsed, fractured shape, that's a greenwashing project. It practically screams low quality. Now look over to the right. See that big, beautiful, nearly perfect gem? That is the gold standard. That is what real carbon quality looks like. The difference is just night and day. And you know, even an imperfect gem tells a fascinating story. Take a look at this lopsided one. It instantly shows you the project's strengths and weaknesses. That strong, full right side, that tells you it has world-class technical skill. But then you look at the left side, and it's completely collapsed. That reveals huge problems with its economic model and its carbon efficiency. The shape tells you everything you need to know, instantly.
So the whole idea is that these 8 facets capture the complete picture of carbon quality. And when you see it visualized like this, it's simple. The shape doesn't lie.
But you know, a fancy rating system is just the beginning. You need a whole new financial engine to power this thing. And believe it or not, the inspiration for that engine comes from a 2,000-year-old technology that was hidden deep in the Amazon rainforest.
So on the left, you see something called terra preta, which means black earth. It's this incredible, man-made supersoil created by indigenous peoples thousands of years ago. And it's still unbelievably fertile today, having locked away carbon for millennia. This isn't just some theory. This is 2,000 years of hard proof. So we've re-engineered this for the modern world, and we call it terra prima, which literally means earth first. And that's not just a product name, it is a whole philosophy.
This tech allows for a really brilliant 3-layer system that separates the physical thing from the financial thing. So, first, you've got the farm. That's the vehicle. Then, in the soil, you have the terra prima. Think of this as a biological battery that's storing carbon and nutrients. And third, you have the bioactive carbon bond, or BCB. That's the financial instrument. It documents and trades the carbon's value, but it's totally separate from the soil itself. kind of like how a car battery's warranty is a separate piece of paper from the actual battery.
And this separation creates a totally revolutionary shift in value. A traditional carbon credit, that's a depreciating asset. It's a one-time payment for a promise that might turn out to be worthless. But a bioactive carbon bond is an appreciating asset. Why? Because it's backed by living soil that actually gets more productive and more valuable over time. It's like if your Tesla battery got stronger every year instead of degrading.
And this chart just brilliantly shows who wins in this new model. In the old, broken system, all the brokers and consultants take the lion's share of the money, leaving the farmers with maybe 20 to 30%. With BCBs, that value is completely flipped on its head. Over 75% goes directly to the farmers, the people who are actually doing the hard work of regenerating the land. This basically turns farms into biological factories that can print money while removing carbon. It's a game changer.
So this entire system is built on layers of trust, specifically to prevent the fraud we saw earlier. The quality, rated by the Octogem framework. The physical reality on the ground, verified by Control Union. The financial integrity, audited by PwC. And the whole thing is traded for liquidity on Master Ledger, a transparent clearinghouse for these new assets. For the very first time, this creates a carbon asset that big institutional investors can actually, finally, trust.
Now, if this whole ecosystem of tech and finance and infrastructure sounds a little complex, don't worry. There's a really powerful, modern parallel that makes it all just click into place. We're looking at agriculture's Tesla moment.
Let's start with the core technology. It's really simple. Tesla's lithium battery revolutionized electricity storage for cars. Bioactive carbon is doing the exact same thing for agriculture. It's revolutionizing carbon and nutrient storage. A farm effectively becomes a vehicle powered by a biological battery.
And of course, every revolutionary vehicle needs a refueling network. So Tesla went out and built superchargers to deliver electricity. This ecosystem is building out a network of biorefineries to produce terra prima at scale. Same idea, different industry. Okay, next. Tesla uses its autopilot software as its intelligent brain, right? It's the guidance and quality control system. Well, the Octogam framework serves the exact same purpose here, providing that autonomous, data-driven quality check for every single project. And finally, Tesla famously cut out the car dealership, that middleman. This system does the same thing with Reterra, its direct-to-farmer platform. It completely cuts out the carbon brokers, who are sucking up to 70% of the value.
But this parallel isn't just about the technology. It actually builds to a really powerful, almost climactic choice about where we're headed as a species, a vision that is quite literally grounded in regeneration.
So remember how terra prima means Earth first? That's key. So while Elon Musk famously says occupy Mars, a vision of using technology to colonize dead planets, basically to escape Earth's problems, this movement says occupy soil, a vision of colonizing our own planet with beneficial microbes to actually solve Earth's problems. It's a choice between looking up to find an escape or looking down to find a solution. It's a call to #stay grounded.
In this philosophy, it's not about restriction. It's about building a foundation of abundance. The name says it all. Earth first. The vision is to make Earth generate abundance. The idea is that we fix our problems here first, so that when we do explore the stars, we're doing it from a place of strength and abundance, not desperation and escape.
Which leaves us with one last, pretty provocative question to chew on. For centuries, our entire global economy has been built on extraction, on pulling value out of the ground. But what if we've been looking in the wrong direction this whole time? What if regeneration, creating value in the ground, is the single greatest economic opportunity in all of human history?